morning. Oh my gosh, SpongeBob. What the hell you call me SpongeBob for? Jeez. Oh, not a bad allergy day, I think. Morning. How's it going? Oh, I was up late doing taxes, chat. Taxes. Fun stuff. Fun freaking stuff. Paying Uncle Sam his due. Or extortion, or whatever you want to call it. Didn't owe as much as I thought, so that's always a nice butt plus. Nice added bonus. It's always a nice added bonus. Oh my god. Holy smokes. Degrees this morning. I think it dipped to 40s last night. It is starting to get cooler in a hurry. That's crazy. Pretty nutty. It's already getting to be that cold already. You know, making plans to deer hunt and go skiing and snowmobile and all that. Right around the corner. Time of year again. That time of year again. So actually, today's going to be a good day. Today's going to feel like Friday. I actually don't have a ton of stuff that I need to do. I have a lot of stuff I should do. So I'm going to get it done. But, hey, what's up, Sick? How's it going? Hope you're staying safe over there. Part of the world. Let's talk to some farmers. So a lot of my customers out in for the internet company are farmers because they're out in the country, right? And they need internet. They're doing security. We install security for them, right? So they get internet and all that kind of junk. And so I was talking about fertilizer out of Russia, and just how much it's caused. Or the sulfur that comes out of Russia, just how much it's caused fertilizer to go up. I had no idea it went up as high as it did by a factor of like 3 to 5. And then how it's expected to do the same again here in the coming 6 months to a year. It's like, holy shiznit. Food might be getting scarce, guys. Getting expensive. I think our family's going to go ahead and I think my dad is going to start buying cows, put them in the back pasture, not where I'll be, but at his place, and then maybe a big old chicken coop, some goats, just to have, which is something we've all been wanting to have. They've all been wanting to have anyway. But yeah. that, trying to prepare potentially for a tower climb tomorrow. So that should be fun. Should be a lot of fun. It's gonna be 800-foot tower climb. We got to displace and remove a about 3-foot wide dish and move it from 800 feet down to 250 feet. Yeah, it's a big dish. A very, very big dish. Why does it need to be moved? It keeps on getting hit by lightning for one, and then fries our switch, and so that's one reason. Two, it really doesn't need to be up that high. We also have at least 2 different spaces on the same tower, and so it's like, you know what? Let's move it closer to the ground, because not only is it a backhaul for another tower, and we do want it to have easy access to it. But you know, it also potentially stop being a lightning magnet on top of the tower. So that's the idea. We're just gonna bring it down. Bring it on down. The FCC as well. It's kind of crazy. So anytime you do a license link, which is mostly on every single cell tower you see, you'll see these like big old white dishes that are sometimes they're in pairs. Hey, what's up, Darren? And yeah, those are license links generally. And so what that means is you gotta use what's called a frequency broker, and they will put in an application to the FCC. Saying, hey, we want to transmit on this frequency at this height to this location at this power. You know, they want all that information, and so you put in all that information, and yeah, and then you own, and then basically you have that license to broadcast on that frequency for X amount of years. So yeah, they want to know it all. They want to know it all. What's up, Colby? How you doing? So that's one thing. I got 3 tower climbs that need to get done here at some point. Actually, 3 of them, but this is the biggest one. This is the biggest one. Cape Canaveral, and it's hoop after hoop and jump is getting to the exactly, Darren, for sure. Especially since you're closer to the coast, so there are a bunch of frequencies that are reserved for waters, and so that means even less spectrum for everybody else. It's actually one of the things that discourage people wanting to go to Florida to do what I do, or do this type of companies, because there's less spectrum available. But yeah, it's a whole another world. The world you probably didn't even know existed. It's just, government agencies and and licensors that basically, regulate use of frequency. So, pretty crazy. Copy that, Colby. No rush. Appreciate it, man. We'll talk to you soon. Looking forward to it. Looking forward to it. I guess one thing that people are pissed off with, not so much with Starlink, I think so much as was with the FCC and the U.S. government. It's like, hey, you guys are giving all this frequency availability to Starlink. That's not fair. Oh, as much time as we need, Colby. Pissed off a lot of people. And actually, Spectrum was one of the largest, as far as a competitive advantage over some competitors. That was redundant. When T-Mobile acquired Sprint, they actually acquired a lot of spectrum that Sprint was only authorized to use. And so that is how T-Mobile a lot of times is able to be able to get better service and speeds to a lot of areas, because they're utilizing spectrum that no one else can use. They have the license for it for however many years. Oh, Colby, it won't be. No, we won't be doing hours and hours. Just to get our feet wet. Just get our feet wet. Oh, an interesting conversation in Mod Chat last night. Were you guys spanked or physically disciplined? Let me put it that way. Let's just be a little more broad. Were you in any way physically disciplined as a kid? And would you physically discipline your kids if you had them? Or did you? I thought, it was yes. I'd probably answer yes. I definitely was physically disciplined as a kid. And I probably would physically discipline also. But even to the extent of, like, say, hey, you got a 2-year-old. 2-year-old likes to bite. There's a mindset or thought process that, okay, the proper way to deal with that situation, you just remove access to them biting. Meaning, like if you have a kid that bites, even at 2 years old, barely able to talk, you remove access. Meaning, you put them down, or they play by themselves, or something like that. So you're removing access. Alternatively, a little flick on the mouth going, hey, don't do that, no, would be another way to physically discipline them. The question is, what is appropriate? And does the positive result outweigh any potential negative psychological scarring that can occur because of this? Now, that being said, there are definitely always people that take it way overboard, and there's a right and wrong way to both physically discipline as well as non-physically discipline. Whether it's being grounded or getting access to different things removed or taken away, blah blah blah. There's definitely some right and wrong ways to do it. So the context of, in the context of that event being disciplined, it'd be there's some things that definitely have to be understood from a child's perspective, so for it not to have any type of psychological harm. So, which I guess is probably what research I was looking at seemed to indicate, was that if discipline of any kind, especially physical discipline, if from a child's perspective, if it was a disapproval, a disavowalment, and a rejection of them as a kid, that was psychologically harmful. That was the kind of premise of that conversation. But it's interesting. I just never, I can't imagine, I don't know how else you would discipline a 2 or 3 year old. You know, I'm not saying you're about belting a 2 or 3 year old, but even something as like a physical stimulus going, hey, don't do that, or a little tap on the hand for playing with the knobs for the oven. Like I do that with my nephew. It's like, you know, they're not going to start crying. They might start crying, I don't know, but it's just enough of a physical stimulus going, hey, you're associating this negative consequence with this act, and they might not understand it now, but you're trying to keep them from having a negative consequence that they can't come back from, right? Because at the end of the day, we all get older, move out. If you don't understand that there are negative consequences associated with your behavior, that could get pretty darn disastrous pretty darn quick. Especially if mommy and daddy aren't there to bail you out. So much our physical nature, of course. Yeah, I didn't know, you know, I guess, I don't know how common it is to be physically disciplined in other countries relative to the United States. That's the question. Exactly, Magnetar, for sure. Used to bite back. There you go. That's funny. You bite him back. Spank your kids? Nope, I bite them. If like Caesar on Dr. Phil had full blown meltdown, like too much sugar, I'll get too ready for it. Jeez, Colby, yeah. What's up, Nier? Yeah, Ira. Now, see, that's yeah, understandable. Definitely bad. Definitely wrong. So that absolutely can imagine because the other thing too, it's whether, again, both physical and non-physical. I grant you, what's up, Happy, that the company with physical discipline, the problem there could potentially be some greater risk for psychological harm if not done correctly. But you know, I don't think it's ever wrong to discipline your child, no matter how you discipline, while you're angry, right? Because kids pick up on that stuff, right? Maybe it's like, you know, it's an abuse of power, I think, or it can be perceived to be an abuse of power, which everything goes back to perception, especially in the kid's eyes, because you're ultimately, the reason you're disciplining is for the benefit of your kid, right? To help set them up for as much success later in life as possible. And so perception from the kid's point is everything. How the kid's understanding of what's going on and why it's happening and all that kind of stuff is incredibly important when being disciplined, so that the right lesson gets learned and they're not taken away of, hey, don't piss off mom because he's gonna, you know, he or she is gonna smack me. You know, it's like that's the kind of the wrong behavior you want to, you know, be communicating to your kid, because they're going to do that to others as well, right? Don't piss me off because I'm going to get physical with you. Yeah, Ira. No, I hear you there. Now, granted, I think I maybe got belted like less than 5 times. Now, my mom, she did like spanking our hands. And that was an event. Like, it wasn't just something out of the blue. It was like, all right, you're getting spanked later. And I remember it was like, and it was like having a little mini family meeting. It's like, hey, this is what you're getting spanked for. Told you not to do this, blah, blah, blah. And then got a little smack on the hands with a back scratcher. Just working. Oh, I'm doing all right. Just dealing with allergies. They can really do the trick for you. Yeah. And see, it's not going to have the same effect on all kids, right? Like spanking for some kids might not work off as well for others. Hey, what's up, Michael Markov? How you doing? Mike Markov. Yep, head of BJ. How tall is the girl you hunting? 4'9", 100 pounds. She's a tiny chick. I have no new pet leads on that. I've not gotten her back from the security team that thought they might have seen her. I'm going to have to find her parents if I can. Yep, little gnome. I got hard spanked and roughed up. My stepdad turned out okay. I wouldn't go that world with my kid. He was not. Yeah, Colby. So yeah, for sure. Yeah, exactor dangerous. Supposedly dangerous close. We don't know if that was the same girl. So, you know, one thing that's it's one thing that's is probably incredibly important to communicate to your kid when they're getting disciplined. Again, is one, not doing it out of anger. Two, make sure they understand that, hey, you're doing this out of love because you do care for their behavior, their well-being, and there's a lot of reasons for whatever you're getting disciplined for. There's reasons for it, right? Explaining those reasons. Make sure the kid understands it's not a rejection of them as a kid, but of their behavior. So there's a lot of communication that should surround all of that, which requires patience. So, when are you hunting next? We hunted Wednesday. I'm not sure when we're hunting next. Not sure. I was talking to my mom just but I was kind of an asshole. Attention fire. Yeah, all right here. Now, so look, here's the other thing. I can't recall being disciplined past 9 or 10 years old. Maybe 11. Oh my gosh. Not worth doing daily hunts for content growth? Well, it would be, except, yeah, I own 2 businesses. And yeah, I work full time. But yeah. So there's that. Copy that, Colby. That'd be freaking awesome. What's up, Drunken? Man. Hey, you too, 8-bit. What made you get back into hunting? So I've been hunting for the past 6 months or so, off and on. More than Megan. I've been hunting about the past 6 months or so, and as far as why I got back into it, someone reached out, asked for help. I said, all right, sure. And so we just started getting into it again. Just once a week is generally all I'll hunt anymore. In the past, I'd hunt 3 times a week. So message, Ira. You know, ask you something. I'm sure you saw Tower 1 and Beach Area. I do. Yeah, Blood Rush. Tom Hardy is the shiznit. He's, you know, it's so cool. It's so cool to see that. Excuse me. Any fun weekend plans? I think I'm going to climb an 800-foot tower tomorrow, and I am going to stream it. Yeah, because why not? Why not? Actually, I'm going to get some drone footage. I don't know if I'll actually stream, but we'll get drone footage. You get all the drone footage of me climbing. But one thing you got to give it to actors. They're not a lot of the, not all of them. Some actors, I think, are lazy. And again, just, yeah. Their success was not exactly the product of their work ethic or motivation. But there's a lot of actors that are very highly motivated, that have very good work ethics, that do work hard. And yeah, Tom Hardy is definitely one. You know, Keanu Reeves comes to mind. You know, I don't know, just from what little I've seen of how actors train and prepare for a role. Yes, please thumbs up and subscribe. Super appreciate that. Tom Cruise, yep, for sure, absolutely. Because a lot of guys, I mean, they train martial arts. They're in great physical shape. I mean, that stuff that doesn't happen overnight. Now they get access to certain supplements to help with all that. All the roids. But here's the thing, look, The Rock is, I mean, he's on roids. You know, Chris Hemsworth is on roids. And those guys are, I mean, they all do it. I'm not saying there's safe ways to do it. I'm not saying it's necessarily wrong either. But hey, if all of your wealth, if your livelihood depends on you looking a certain way, frick, why not? So your role, the next role is playing the skinny guy? Yeah, right. I am really close, chat, to getting something like Flex Pro meals. I'll start having my meals shipped to me daily. I spent way so much money on eating out. And it's just because I don't have a kitchen, which, man, I need to spend more. That's what I need to do today, chat. Please hold me accountable. I need to start looking again for another handyman to finish out that freaking kitchen. All those marble countertops. Yeah, or HGH, yes, of course. Any of that could be bad for you. Rock also eats 8 times a day, yeah. Really, Blood Rush. Like my dad was asking about, it's like, well, doctor says I probably should be getting on testosterone. I looked at my dad, it's like, you're overweight. Like, you're pre-diabetic. Like, don't start taking TRT now. Like, and that's what's so crazy. I can't believe his doctor. That's how stupid doctors are. It's like, you know, oh, you're obese. You have cardiovascular issues. You know, you're overweight. your testosterone low. So let's just get you on testosterone. It's like, no. It's like the reason your testosterone is low is because you're obese, because you're overweight. Like, let's address your diet and your daily habits first, and then see where your testosterone ends up, rather than just taking a pill or an injection. It's like, good grief. It's so crazy. Because it's been shown time and time again, weightlifting and a proper diet with very little sugar or carbohydrates will absolutely increase your testosterone. Now, some people should take TRT probably, right? I'm not saying it's never the right call, but we should always strive to make, diet and lifestyle changes that correct our health issues before we run to a pill or something like that. Because there's always a cost of doing stuff like that. It's not it's terrible, terrible. Beer Gold. Yeah, too. That's true, Ira. There's all that as well. Yep, pretty crazy. Accept your body, accept yourself. There's difference between self-acceptance and health acceptance. Like, oh frick, this guy let me over. All right, I think I got a plan for how I'm going to take on the day. Appreciate you guys. Have a good evening or morning. It's still freaking dark out. I mean, you can tell. There's just the sun's coming over the horizon ever so slightly. But yeah, we'll talk to you soon, guys.